And when I first started buying Bitcoin, I was buying it at $9,500. But that's okay. I'll buy it at $95,000. And then I'll be buying it at $950,000. And when it gets to $950,000, there'll be some whiny person, a talking head on television, saying it looks overbought right now. It looks a little bit heated. We think it's going to trade down to 700,000. And they'll miss it. It'll go to 8 million. And they'll buy it at 8 million. And they will get Bitcoin at the price they deserve.
Despite recent price movements, with Bitcoin briefly dipping below $65,000 on Tuesday, renowned American entrepreneur and business executive Michael Saylor is still exceedingly bullish on the leading cryptocurrency. Saylor, a proud Bitcoin maximalist, believes Bitcoin is about to enter a gold rush decade that will see it go from a scorned asset to one that is on the portfolio of every individual investor, institution, sovereign fund, and nation-state worldwide. During this era, which Saylor says began with the approval of the spot Bitcoin ETFs in January and will continue until 2034, when 99% of Bitcoin's total supply will have been mined. With the rest of the global population scrambling over the remaining 1%, Saylor predicts that Bitcoin's prices will quickly pick up, reaching staggering levels we can only imagine today. Saylor recently gave a powerful presentation at the 2024 Bitcoin Prague conference, which he titled 21 Rules of Bitcoin. According to Saylor, these 21 powerful rules govern everything concerning Bitcoin, including why people criticize it, study it, and finally start buying when they realize the immense value it holds. Saylor's journey started this way too. About 7 years before he bought over 17,000 Bitcoin for his personal portfolio in 2020, he was a critic. In a Twitter post from 2013, the MicroStrategy founder and executive chairman predicted that Bitcoin would meet the same end as online gambling. At the time, each Bitcoin was less than $900. After adequate research, Saylor later purchased one coin for $9,500. During his presentation at Bitcoin Prague, Saylor predicts a staggering $8 million price tag for one Bitcoin at some point in the future. The MicroStrategy co-founder and executive chairman explained that everyone would get Bitcoin at the price they deserve, referencing his 2013 Twitter post. Saylor notes that his skepticism at the time made him miss Bitcoin at less than $1,000, and he ended up buying in 2020 at $9,500 per coin. Similarly, the business executive predicts that millions will miss Bitcoin at $950,000, waiting for it to drop to $700,000, only to be taken completely by surprise when the cryptocurrency skyrockets to a staggering $8 million per coin. Such is Saylor's conviction in the leading cryptocurrency. As we bring you clips from his presentation, please take a little time to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. Everything you do helps with the YouTube algorithm and immensely contributes to the channel's growth. Thanks, and enjoy the video.
Bitcoin's powered by chaos. When you take your money and you put it in a bank and you save it in a fiat currency, you're loaning your money to a country. When you take your money and you buy a stock, you're loaning your money to the management team of a company. When you take your money and you buy a building, you're loaning your money to the mayor of a city. When you take your money and you buy a piece of art, you're loaning your money and investing your money in a culture. When you actually buy Bitcoin, you're loaning your money to the lords of entropy. You're loaning your money to the gods of chaos. What's the bet? The bet is that chaos will outperform cities, companies, countries, cultures. It's a profound idea. I place you in Europe before World War II. I give you a lot of money, and I give you a choice. You can buy any piece of land in any country. You can buy any building. You can own any company in Europe. You can own art in Europe. You can invest in the currencies and the bonds of Europe. Imagine I give you a choice of buying any asset in any nation that's about to be a combatant in World War II, or You can own the one bank in Switzerland that's going to hold all the money of all the combatants. And you see, if you own that Swiss bank, and everybody puts their money in the bank, and the war comes, chaos comes. And the war is a metaphor for chaos and entropy accelerated in 4 years. What you realize is every building is risky. It may be blown up. Every company will probably collapse. Any piece of land may or may not have value. The rents and the rental contracts will probably be torn up. The currencies will all collapse. And in fact, the more chaos, the more destruction and devastation, the more valuable that one bank. In fact, if everybody puts their money in the bank and they all kill each other, the bank keeps the money. And it's a very profound idea. Are you in the business of benefiting from chaos, or are you in the business of attempting to stop it? And the law of thermodynamics says you can't stop entropy, right? The more confused a government is, the more inefficient the mayor is, the more inefficient and competitive a corporation's market environment is, the more chaos and the more change in the culture, the worse all those other investments are, and the better the Bitcoin investment is. Bitcoin is powered by chaos. It's going to continually outperform everything else because the one truth in the universe is that entropy goes in one direction, chaos will continue. Bitcoin will protect you, but Bitcoin won't protect you if you don't wear the armor. You have to suit up.
According to Saylor, Bitcoin is the only armor that can and will protect you against the chaos of reckless government borrowing and spending, unchecked money printing, and the constant debasement of fiat currencies. But you need a full bodysuit to be fully protected from all the chaos. Saylor explains that getting the full Bitcoin protection includes everything from learning about Bitcoin and investing a significant portion of your portfolio to it, to ensuring that you have full control of your keys and your coins. It's not enough to have a % allocation to Bitcoin, and the rest of your portfolio is in assets like bonds. Stocks are fiat currencies which are bound to go down to zero. Saylor also gives his $8 million prediction for Bitcoin. Here are more clips from the presentation.
Bitcoin's the one thing in the universe that you can truly own. How? Why? Right? It's information manifested as economic value. The network has to be durable. The network has to be decentralized. The network has to be ethical. But if you find an economically sound, technically sound, ethically sound crypto network, of which we have one called Bitcoin, then the possession of the keys is ownership of the thing. Everything else you have in your life, you own at the pleasure of someone more powerful than you. Whether it's the mayor, the governor, the nation state, the corporation, you know, it could be anything or anyone. You think you own it, you have it until it's taken away. It'll be taken away from you by expropriation, by taxation. Maybe it'll be taken away from you by regulation. And in the absence of all those things, it'll be taken away from you by the passage of time, entropy and chaos. Except this thing. This is the thing that if you own this, the passage of time only makes it more valuable. Chaos only makes it more valuable. Nobody on earth can take it away from you. It's the first thing in human history you can own. It redefines the principle of property. Rule 8, everybody gets Bitcoin at the price they deserve. You know, the decision to buy Bitcoin is an act of humility. It's when you can overcome your fear, your uncertainty, your doubt. It's a moment of clarity and courage. Courage to overcome the FUD. Clarity when you realize that you need to break with your convention, with your ceremony, with your rituals, with all of your history. And when you finally see things clearly, and when you finally overcome that fear, you'll buy it. In December of 2013, I looked at it and I tweeted, you know, Bitcoin's days are numbered. It'll probably go the way of online gambling. Big mistake. Bitcoin was $892. Okay? I got the price I deserved. And when I first started buying Bitcoin, I was buying it at $9,500. But that's okay. I'll buy it at $95,000. And then I'll be buying it at $950,000. And when it gets to $950,000, there'll be some whiny person, a talking head on television, saying it looks overbought right now. It looks a little bit heated. We think it's going to trade down to 700,000. And they'll miss it. It'll go to 8 million. And they'll buy it at 8 million. And they will get Bitcoin at the price they deserve.
Like Michael Saylor, Real Vision and global macro investor co-founder and CEO Raoul remains undaunted by recent price. Pal is still fairly certain that crypto asset prices will go much higher before the cycle ends in 2025. In a recent post on Twitter, the renowned macro analyst predicts higher prices for Solana, his top pick for the 2024 and 2025 crypto bull market. He also gives a time frame for when the much-anticipated banana zone will begin. The post reads, "If you wanted a cheeky top-up of your SOL position, this would likely be a good entry zone. Let's see. The bananas are slowly ripening, but should be magnificent in the autumn." For Pal, the banana zone is that point in every cryptocurrency bull market when prices increase significantly as they get a much-needed boost from changing liquidity conditions. When the banana zone begins, Pal predicts Solana will outperform both Bitcoin and Ethereum, while the largest altcoin will outperform the largest cryptocurrency by market cap. The Real Vision boss also recently retweeted a post from Julian Bittel, head of macro research at Global Macro Investor. In his post, Bittel comments on Bitcoin's recent price movements, explaining that it's all a part of every crypto bull market. The post reads, "What we're currently witnessing in terms of Bitcoin price action is fairly typical around the actual halving. A big pump leading into the halving, followed by a brief but sharp correction, a period of sideways chop, a final dump to nuke any remaining bullish sentiment, another phase of boring sideways trading, and eventually, prices beginning to rise again. Basically, it's the boring zone before the banana zone. Patience, friends." Please share your thoughts on Michael Saylor's presentation and Raoul Pal's tweets in the comments section below. Also, ensure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.